with. And I'm literally just going with my finger. Definitely don't recommend though doing that because you're just spreading the bacteria. But I mean, for me, I'm just very lazy. So I'm just covering like the basis basically of all those really red irritated scars or breakouts at the moment. You can go ham and like full cover everything, but for me, I'm just doing the necessary ones. This is probably actually a little bit too green. You don't want it to be too pigmented that it will show through your foundation. Once we have our green face, we're going to go with foundation, and I kind of want a little bit of like a dewy effect with my foundation. Even though I am a combination oily skin girl, I'm still going to go in with these little drops from Goody Co. I like these because you can mix them with your foundation to create kind of like a dewy foundation, even though I'm going in with a matte foundation. I just want that kind of like healthy skin glow, and because I am using a matte foundation, it'll still keep me matte. In my head, that's my logic anyway. So I'm going to take my Fit Me Matte and Poreless foundation in the shade Creamy Beige. See how it's a little bit too light? I might even actually mix it with a different foundation just because I got burnt. I got burnt on Monday, so my skin is very tan at the moment. So usually I can get away with this foundation, but not when my skin's is tan. And just chucking on some of those drops, trying to do that like Instagram effect. Yeah, I might even just drop it on the back of my hand and then just put it on my skin. I'm actually going to take some of that, what's this one called? The Milani 2-in-1 foundation in the shade Medium Beige, which is my shade, and mix a couple of those drops in it as well because it was just not working, just plopping it on my face. And then just mix that together, and then I'll just apply that over some of the areas. And then I'm just taking my beauty sponge and just blending all of this in. Just patting it in, because if you swipe it, you're going to move that colour corrector. So for concealer, I'm going in with my Age Rewind on my breakouts, like my Instant Age Rewind concealer in the shade Medium Moyen, which is basically just medium beige, so it's the same colour as my skin tone. And I'm applying that all over those breakouts. Like, yeah, the texture's there, so I have the raised breakouts, but at least it's giving them a little bit more coverage, so in photos and stuff you won't be able to see them. And then I'm going to take my Creamy Beige concealer, and I'm just going to highlight under the eyes and conceal. And then just taking that beauty sponge, I'm just going to blend out that concealer. And then to set the concealer in place and like all my breakouts and stuff, I'm going to go in with my raw pressed powder in the shade Nude. And just pressing that in with a dry beauty sponge. So my brows are on, man, they're obvious today. So I just carved them out a little bit using my paint pot, which I'm now just going to apply all over my lids to prime them for the eyeshadow that we're about to go in with. And I'm actually just taking this big concealer buffer brush. I'm just going to just dip that in and just buff that all over my lid. I do usually use that like a Real Techniques brush, but I've actually been liking this one lately. Okay, so for the eyes, I'm going to keep it quite neutral today, so it's going to be you guys will be able to wear this with like any dress, any accessories. You can just kind of tweak it if you want to add a bit of colour or not, it depends, it's up to you. But I thought I would just kind of keep it pretty neutral, so it's just a wearable look that you could even take out on like clubbing, date night, like whatever the event may be, you can wear this look. So initially I'm going to take the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette just for the transition colours. I don't really think I'll use too many of these shadows today. So we're going to take Silk Cream and Made for Each Other, just my usual transitions, and I'm just applying them through the outer crease. So I'm keeping this as like a cat eye smoky eye today. I feel like that's the most flattering on most people. And you just want to hold the bottom of your brush and just use little circular motions. I'm using quite a fluffy brush. This is the Zoeva 221 Luxe Soft Crease Brush. And I'm just using little circular motions on the outer corner of my eye and just little windscreen wiper motions in the outer crease, keeping quite a soft hand. I'm next going to take the shades Butter and Puta, and on a soft definer brush from Zoeva I'm going to pack them on the outer corner of my eye just to build up that pigment, and then I'm just blending it through the outer crease area as well. I like to stretch up my eyebrows so that I get some of that pigment on the actual, like, just under the brow bone area, so it's not all just slotted here. This is actually going to be a really easy eye look. We're not going to carve out the crease or anything, so it's actually something you guys could all achieve. I didn't want to do something too crazy hard because I know most of you just want something easy that you can replicate for your formal. So the other eyeshadow palette I'm going to take today is the Aspen Ovard palette. I'm basically just using this kind of colour range, so I don't think this palette is on the market anymore, unfortunately, but there's so many different eyeshadow palettes with similar shadows that you guys can definitely replicate this look. Plus the Jaclyn Hill one is similar shades too. I just need something like a little bit with a lighter brown range here. What I'm going to take is Road Trip and Tea Time, so there's two brown shades, on a petite crease brush. I'm just going to pack that on my outer corner and just slowly building up that colour just on that outer V of the eye, so this area here. And then taking some of Santorini Sands in High School Sweetheart, I'm just going to buff out the edges of those brown shades. Next we're going to take this eye kohl from Makeup Geek. I don't think they actually continue this eye kohl online, not that I can see it anyways, but you can use any brown eye kohl you would like, just like that. So they're just about halfway across, and we're just going to smudge that out. So just grabbing again some of Road Trip and Tea Time on a pencil brush. I'm just going to buff out that eye kohl. And just taking like just Road Trip to just darken that up. And I'm actually going to take some of Mocha and Central Park, and I'm just going to run that right over top of that eye kohl, right on the outer portion of the eye and through the outer kind of crease area here. So for the actual lid shade, I'm going to go in with Endless Summer from the Tarte palette, and I'm initially just taking it on my finger and just placing that over the inner third of the lid, so not bringing it all the way across. Just tapering it into those browns. I'm just going over that eye kohl again with some of Mocha and Central Park from the Jaclyn Hill palette. So I'm just going to curl my lashes before I apply falsies, like mascara and falsies. I think I'll take my House of Lashes, what are these called? Temptress Wispies. I mean, you guys could literally go in with no lashes at all, like go in and rock your natural lash if you'd prefer. I mean, I do that most of the time anyway, but I guess for prom and for formal you want to go a little bit more glam, but like it's up to you. There's no right or wrong way. And that is how the lashes are looking. I actually quite like them, how they've turned out, and they don't cover up too much of the shadow, you know. So to finish off the eyes, I'm keeping it pretty simple and just adding a nude eye kohl to my waterline to just kind of open the eyes up. I don't want anything too smoky or harsh for this prom look. Then just grabbing some of Mocha and Central Park on a Precise shader from Zoeva and just wiggling that closely to the bottom lash line. And then grabbing some of those two browns from the Aspen Ovard palette on a pencil brush. Just buffing out that brown, connecting it again up to that outer corner. And I don't want to bring it down too much either. I want it to be quite light and smoky, not too heavy under the lash line. And then just on a clean little smudge brush, I'm just going to soften any harsh edges. For my inner corner, we're going to take Brilliance from the palette and just drag it down a little bit under that bottom lash line area to really open up the eyes. And I'm also just popping that on the high point of the brow bone too. Oof, I'm loving the eyeballs, I'm loving them. So for bronzer, I'm just taking my usual two favourite colours from the NYX Contour and Highlight Kit. I'm just doing a quick bronze up, nothing too crazy. Around that breakout I'm being quite careful not to just rub it away, all that coverage and everything. So I'm kind of just stamping it on. And just hitting the forehead as well. If you have quite a big forehead, I do recommend contouring it if you find it an issue. Otherwise, I just do a light bronze. I think I even did an in-depth contour and highlight video if you would like to check it out. I'll leave it linked down below. I am going to do a slight... Oh my god, I'm dropping everything today. I am going to do a slight little contour today as well because it is a glam kind of prom look, so you do want to go all out. So using a little contour brush, I'm just going to stamp that powder on toward the corner of my mouth. You don't need to go too heavy with this step because otherwise it can look like a beard, just with that stark line sitting there. And then I'll just blend up that contour upward toward my cheekbone. If you blend down, you're going to lose that contour. Oof. I love a good contour. I haven't really contoured much lately and I've just recently gotten back into it and I'm loving it so much. So for blush today, I'm actually going to use the blush in the palette and just applying that to the contours of the cheeks, just in between that bronzer and contour shade. Next, I'm going to grab a little fan brush. By little, it's not really that little. And I'm actually going to take Pure Soul from the palette and apply that just to the high points. Skipping over that pimple, I don't want to highlight that at all. And then just hit the tip of the nose. Ooh, girl, I love that. I love a good nose highlight. And I also hit the Cupid's bow. I just think it makes your lips look so much fuller. And a final spritz to the face. So for lips, I'm going to do a glossy lip today. I'm going to first line my lips with that eye kohl. It's my favourite thing, guys, I swear. I just love the colour. That brown is just so creamy. It's just like, So I'm just going to line with that Makeup Geek eye kohl in the shade Espresso. And just kind of ombre it a bit. And then I'm taking my favourite lip combo at the moment. So I'm actually thinking, I have used nude the last couple times. Or no, pink the last couple times. And I'm actually going to try nude from Napoleon Purtis, the lip gloss. I think a pink would look pretty with this look. Or pink. I think a nude would look pretty with this look. I think a pink would as well. I get confused because of the colours. Like, the nude is actually a pink and then the pink is actually a nude. So I get confused. Oh, these smell so good. Don't mind the helicopter, by the way. This is just the liquid lip from Kylie Cosmetics in the shade Commando. And I'm just blending that into the eye kohl or that lip liner. So this is with the matte, but like I said, I want to take it to the next level with the gloss. So I'm going to try out this nude gloss. This one is from Napoleon Purtis, like I said. So it looks pink, but I assume it's supposed to come out nude. Oh, it smells so good. Oh, it smells so tropically, like fruity. Ah, it's so nice. It actually like hasn't really got much of a colour to it, which I actually really like because I really like this lip combo anyway. Oh, and it just makes your lips look so full. That's why I love these lip glosses so much. Oof, girl, that is a succulent lip. I am obsessed with these lip glosses at the moment so much. Okay guys, this concludes today's prom slash formal slash homecoming makeup look. I really hope you enjoyed how like this look